Okay, with the creative team of Mer, Oceans, and Bodies, we have Katrina, who's the director, and we have Sarah, who is the 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 choreographer and the dancer of the project, the actress, and then Thomas, who is the sound designer and music. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so great film, black and white, 2 minutes, and you basically used a word in your synopsis that I've never heard before. So maybe you can explain a stupid man like myself what this means. What's a hydrofeminist?
Uh, can take this one.
Yeah, go for it, Sarah.
Um, yeah, so hydrofeminism, it's a newer idea. It's kind of like it's in progress or in development right now. Kind of like a riff off of like an environmental feminism. So it looks more so at the framework of land and bodies as a shared landscape.
Yeah,
So if you're looking at the like feminist issues, you'd be looking at how that like a framework of domination affects land and bodies equally.
yeah,
So kind of a less human centric focus, so flipping the scale a little bit.
gotcha. Do you concur, Katrina?
Yeah, it's something that I guess I was introduced to me through Sarah and our collaboration
Yeah,
together. A lot of our work has stemmed from the ocean and the female body, and it's just grown and grown. We've worked with rivers as well in previous projects, so this hydro-feminist idea is very much a part of our work, and what Sarah described it as is how I understand it as well.
so you're running a theme of like kind of projects or creations about hydrofeminism.
In ways, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thomas,
movement and bodies, yeah.
did you know of this word before, or
It
how
was
did,
new for myself as well. Yeah, absolutely. It's
I
very
like
interesting
it.
framework to understand oceans and bodies. Absolutely.
So Sarah, you're obviously this is your was this your idea? Then you came to Katrina with it.
It was actually quite like it happened quite synergistically. Like I feel like our we've been collaborating for a couple of years now, and we've done like a just some exploration of themes that we were both interested in, and I was really drawn to Katrina's photo aesthetic. And so we'd done some photo and movement and then played a little bit with video. And then when this grant came up for through Oceanwise, I'd worked with them a little bit before and we came together and we're like, how can we play around and see if we can make our work attuned to this? So it was kind of like a leap of faith on both of our ends, I'd say. I don't know, Katrina, if you had
Yeah.
Yeah.
have more to add.
Yeah, I think from the previous projects that we've done together, we knew we wanted to create more, but also just funding is so limited. And um, with the help of a grant, we were able to make a film, and the film is very experimental, like in its foundation, but also for both of our artistic practices, it's very experimental, um, and also different than what we've done before.
Gotcha. So let's talk about the like inside the ocean. Was it an actual ocean you were filming in?
No, just for the the lighting and the color of the
Yeah.
water. Um, and also, well, it the land part is actually right on the ocean. It's at filmed at Botanical Beach in on
Yeah.
Vancouver Island, where there's a lot of these I forget what they're called, like tetrapools of ocean water that's coming in them, and it's what forms or creates that formation on the rocks and gives that the rocks that texture and all of those organisms and everything. But then instead of taking that into the ocean at that spot, we decided to go to Lake Cowichan, which is just this beautiful blue water lake. And that's where we decided to film the underwater sequence just because for safety, we were only the two of us and the
Okay.
lake was a bit warmer as well. So just for logistical reasons, we ended up
Yeah.
filming there.
That makes sense too. Obviously, like you have to get the shot, right? It has to look
Yeah.
good, right? So how did you do it? Did you ever shot underwater before?
No, that was my first time. I've done like photos underwater with just like little point and shoots.
Yeah.
But I with the help of the grant, I was able to buy underwater housing for my camera. And I just took my camera underwater with the housing, and it was a lot of playing around and um, both of us having to practice our breath holds. And we could only shoot a little bit at a time because of the weight and our breath. And um, it was hard to get like actual movement too underwater.
Yeah, I would bet. So, Sarah, how was it for you? Because you're performing and you're using a lot of your energy to perform. So you only have, I'm assuming you only have 30 seconds or less to breathe underwater.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I laugh a little bit because it definitely was like it was an experiment. We were like diving under, be like, how long can you hold it? But throughout the summer, I've been like playing around with just like movement in water, and a lot of the quality of the movement on land was inspired by research I'd done just throughout the summer, being like exploring movement in the water. So there was like a couple, like the quality of a couple shapes I was quite attached to, but once we actually like got fully underwater, there was like it was pretty much just swimming, trying to do a couple things, and
Yeah.
then seeing what took us up. Yeah.
And then hopefully you got something good when you brought to the editing room, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's also where we were like relying on Tom a little bit to bring the theme together as well because of how limited what we could do underwater was. So in terms of having like the sound quality, I feel like that's where we really passed it over to him to kind of tie these things together and like make that through line, even though we couldn't get that much underwater.
Yeah. Because even at the end of your credits, you had it's the three of you kind of like
Mhm.
in the same kind of balanced title cards, I guess, right? You guys, the three of you collaborated on this film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That's why like me taking the whole director title, I feel like it's almost untrue because in my mind we're all directors of this film because it was such a collaboration from start to finish. Yeah.
Gotcha. But generally, someone's got to like, yeah. The argument is that someone's got to lead it, I guess, right? But
Yeah. Well, it was definitely co-led,
yeah,
Sarah and myself. Sarah was the recipient of the grant,
yeah,
so she was like leading it on that end as well. And I think my part, I was there with her every step of the way, but I guess I would take more of the title of like visual director
yeah.
and then give Tom like the sound director and Sarah the movement director.
I like it. So, no, but I like that. I don't think I've seen that. Like obviously I've seen lots of short films. That
hmm
kind of like that trifecta dual card. I like it. It's good. It's because you guys all worked out together. So Tom, when did you come? Did you just like when did you? I'm assuming you just like saw the footage and you kind of created the sound through that when the film.
Yeah, very very much so. It was like I got like the post kind of
Yeah,
edited, like I guess raw footage, or like post raw footage. Um, but just to go off of like the director as a word, like I feel like the sound was already informed. Like it was very much like on my end, like doing like an effective analysis of like I could feel Sarah's feet on like the cold rocks and like the cold water, and those things can still like inform the sound and the sense of urgency as well. Of like this thing is like a minute and 50 seconds. Like there's no time to waste. I can't really tease any futures, you know. So you had to like jump in right away musically and kind of set the mood like in the first second.
gotcha. So did you like so would like you were just like I'm assuming you guys are together, so you guys know each other pretty well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So what did you like? What did you get inspired by? Like she just kind of like just like you were just like reading the themes of what she was talking about. Like it's a pretty great sound design. I'm assuming this is what you do for a living.
Uh, like kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
I do field work as practice. You know, it starts as soon as I leave my house. But I kind of there's some exercises at the beginning. Actually, the typography that you see is seaweed from like the beach nearby in Vancouver.
yeah,
So that was kind of like the material that ended up like informing the sound as well. Um, but yeah, I ended up like getting some recordings at the same beach that I got the seaweed from, but it wasn't quite right. It was like almost like decontextual water. And going back to hydrofeminism, I ended up like recording Sarah's breathing. Um, and kind of filtering it through distortion and a few different things, and it ended up kind of sounding like waves, like inhaling and exhaling, sort of going in and out. So that ended up like really sticking, like as a kind of like poetic nuance, but that was also very much the context of what is happening in the video.
Yeah, wow. So a lot of this was like this is you're not just going to like a library. You're like a lot of this sound was yours that you created yourself.
Yeah, yeah, it's all out of the water, out of the pool of the oceans.
That's really cool. Yeah, because it's like that's what it makes it so original, I guess, right? So okay, so Sarah, you tell me about like this location and this choreography. Did you like well, in kind of creating this? Like, I'm just curious about your process.
Yeah, so for the movement language, I feel like it was very much in like the early research stages. So it was mostly scored. The choreography wasn't super set, but there was sections.
Yeah,
But I think that at the time that I was working with the movement, I was also doing a lot of reading. So it was more so based on quality. And the kind of the research I was doing outside of trying to bring my movement into the water and how much I have to let go to kind of be supported by that buoyancy, but also kind of the I wanted there to be a sense of immediacy as well, and I feel like um, that was captured really well through the film, and also just in my own exploration, I feel like a lot of I feel like water is so often just seen as like a beautiful entity and captured that way, which I feel like tied in really well to the hydrofeminist theme, where like the female body is so often just pictured in this single format, and I feel like bringing some nuance or queering to the ocean as well as the body was kind of a focus for me in terms of what movement and creating distortion in the movement and yeah, so but very much just exploration um and that was what kind of what was captured, I feel like, for all of us was that early research stage. Yeah.
what was the who was the choice of it? Was it always the choice of having it in black and white and then having the ocean in color?
No, that all happened in the editing room. So editing it, as we started to edit it, it was becoming too beautiful. And that was something that we wanted to move away from. So
You don't hear that often, but go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was just becoming too much like too commercial looking,
Okay.
uh, too like fantasy, and we wanted to bring it like back down to earth and make it more gritty and raw and experimental, especially because the sound is so intense.
Yeah.
Um, Throughout the film that we knew that we didn't want the visuals to be too soft. So the black and white helped with that, and then also the reversing of the movements and playing around with that kind of stuff in the editing room really helped actually bring it to life. Because there was a moment where we were just sitting there and we're like, what are we even making anymore? It's not looking or feeling in any way that we intended it to, and we were kind of losing um, our vision a bit, but the black and white really helped bring it back for us.
And then
And
you decide the contrast of the color though with the ocean.
I think with the ocean, we just knew that, or the water scenes, like we knew that we wanted those, or at least I knew that I wanted those in color, for that impact, and also not to get rid of too much of the beauty, but to also, I think, there's something about the color in such quick little snippets, that really felt, um, like on the theme and on the wavelength that we were
Yeah.
searching for. Yeah.
Sarah, do you remember this kind of when you guys kind of decided to do that collaboration in the black and white?
Yeah, I think I echo everything Katrina says. We were a little bit like, oh my God, what are we making? And also I guess this is something that Katrina's explored in her work, this kind of that type of color mapping. Am I correct, Katrina? The kind of black and white and pop of color. Um,
Hmm.
so she kind of took over and was like, I'm doing this thing, and then we I feel like gained a little bit of traction from there. So I was yeah, Katrina kind of just started doing her thing a little bit, and then we were able to regain some clarity.
That's cool. Yeah, because it really works. It's really effective. And was it always going to be like just like under 2 minutes?
We didn't really have a set time for it. I think it's just through the material that we had and what we played with, and what felt complete. Like it felt like if we were to add any more, it would just it wouldn't have the same impact that we got to it with that timing. So it just felt right. A lot of the whole project was very like organic, and I think the way that Sarah and I work, um, it's always just like kind of this free flow experiment. We have like structure and ideas, but then once we start working, we allow it to kind of morph and transform. And that's why sometimes when we bring somebody else on, it's hard for them to step into that space. But I feel like Tom is very organic in the way that you work with sound as well. So it really worked well.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds.
thanks for having me, guys.
No, it sounds like it. It sounds like very like even the way you did the sound design is very organic, right? Like
Mm.
Yeah, very. It's pretty intuitive. I feel like it's this simple response to what I was seeing, and more so feeling as well.
yeah,
And having some conversations with Sarah, like trying to learn about hydrofeminism as well. And it was like it's all quite heavy, meaning it's like there's a lot to draw from, and also like it's because it's heavy, you can't over like complicate it. Like it's a simple gesture is already like enough to like kind of carry this environment.
yeah. That makes a lot of sense what you just said there. So what's next for you guys? Are you going to make another hydro feminist project?
I think right now we're still in the and letting this year kind of play out because we are in some other festivals. And so once our
Yeah.
festival run is done, um, we'll have more of the behind the scenes of the project we plan to release. We've also done some large format film photos together, Sarah and I. So we want to release those and then allow more organic projects to unfold. I think we both know that we want to work together and have so much that we want to create together. So still doing that. Sarah, I don't
Yeah.
know what's next for you and
I
Tom.
echo the same. Yeah, I feel like we're all, and it's nice too because I feel like we've been. This felt very like equally collaborative, but at different times, each of us has proposed projects, and so the kind of the roles of who's kind of directing or leading is constantly changing. So we'll see who's next.
Yeah. So Sarah, you like a dancer by trade? Is that where you start? Like, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'm a dancer and yoga teacher, and yeah, so that's me.
You're all about the body, I guess. The
Yeah,
balance.
I think that's also why the getting to work as like a choreographer and tying some of my past like university research as well in feels so exciting because I feel like the like intellectual framework behind the movement is really exciting to me. I feel like that's also where you get the like when you get to work with mind and body as like collaborative entities. I feel like that's what makes me really excited. So I feel like, and these two are also have so much to add from their respective fields. So it's yeah, quite a nuanced group.
Yeah. So if I'm listening correctly, which I hope I am, it's like it's about like what water kind of listening to what water kind of teaches us in a sense.
Essentially, it's yeah. It's I feel like it's also very emergent, quite still in the like poetic stages, at least from
Yeah.
what I've learned, which I think made me excited about how much nuance there is in the framework. But I
Yeah.
think that more so, it's just being able to um, study how, let's say, a patriarchal structure affects fem bodies and oceans in a similar way. So it's the same logic of extraction applied to
Okay.
the body or the ocean. It doesn't really pick and choose. So you can study land and body through the same framework.
Okay. Yeah.
Of
I
that.
understand what you're saying. Yeah. Thomas, does that make sense to you? Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, like trying to sort of tackle that from the sound side of things. I remember there was on the news at the time there was there was bombs being dropped in the ocean, and I remember kind of thinking about this hydrofeminist framework and thinking of like these images of like going underwater and kind of the bomb sees or what the body sees as it
Yeah.
kind of emerges and like kind of is in a constant state of violence kind of. So like the juxtaposing the black and white with the color is kind of like getting into that territory of what the body sees or what the object sees or what the land and the water see also.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many ways to go there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like even humans are, our destruction of the ocean, right? Like can even go
Mhm.
Yeah.
there, right? Like how, like you just described bombs, but like obviously that's not good. And just like how even if you study like even the fishes, they're all kind of going in different directions. Or like fishes that were like in your area in Vancouver are now like swimming in like Mexico now, right? Like it's everything's all out of whack, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all our doing, right? So,
Mhm.
so, and the water does teach us. That's why people pay billions of dollars to have an oceanfront house, right? There's something soothing about it. There's something there's something calm about it, right? So,
Yeah, it teaches us, it heals us, it nourishes us. Like water is life in a way. Like we need it to survive. It's the one resource that um we can't live without.
yeah.
I guess air as well, but there's water and air and yeah, but it's so important.
Yeah. And something, yeah, just something, it's just a natural wonder, right? Just it's the way it's
Hmm.
coming off. Yeah. It's just amazing. So, like I said, there's so many stories to tell. There's so much to even to go there, right? So you're just scratching the surface with this project.
Totally.
All right. Well, appreciate it. Hope Vancouver is doing well with you guys. And I appreciate your time on this nighttime for me. It's a
Yeah.
crazy heat wave in Toronto.
Oh
It's like
no.
40 degrees right now. It's like even now it's 10 o'clock. It's like it's so hot.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
I hope we
So
get that. I hope it comes our way.
you hope it comes your way.
Yeah, some heat for a little bit. We have the ocean, so we could go swim in it all day and
Yeah.
just be in the heat. It'll
All
be
right.
lovely.
Oh my God. It's just so dry. It's just like it's
Yeah.
I had to go. My son plays baseball. My 7-year-old son plays baseball. We had to sit out there for like 3 hours today.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's my story. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Please keep more films. I'd love to talk to you guys again in the next podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.